Okay, today you're going to finish any details that you drew on your vase. Now, last time I think we got a little bit too much paint on our brushes. You only need a little bit of paint on the tip of the brush to be able to control those fine detailed lines. If you're drawing or if you're painting with too much paint, sometimes you can get paint where you don't necessarily want it to go. And that happens, and if it does happen, don't worry about it, just let it be. Sometimes making mistakes is part of artwork, and you have to be okay with that, but make sure you're just kind of paying attention to what you're doing so you can avoid those mistakes as much as possible. And I also like to keep my paintbrush kind of straight up and down sometimes to get those fine lines. When you do just dip the tip of your brush, you kind of have to make sure that you have enough paint on your brush just to make it work. So I have to go back to my paint quite often. All right, so your flowers, you're going to create a whole full bouquet of flowers in your vase. There's a variety of ways to do this. You can use white. I'm going to give you white, blue, and yellow. You can create just a brush stroke for a flower. You can use an outline to create a petal and then paint it in with another color. And again, just look at the tip of your brush. And I'm not going to let you rinse out the paint in between because I want you to sort of pay attention to the color as you're painting. And if I don't like the color, I can add white to it to make it stand out a little bit more. That yellow sometimes blends in with the green. And then I also want to make sure that I'm kind of paying attention to, as it mixes on my paper, what it looks like. If it looks interesting, I like that. I want to make sure I'm paying attention to that. I like to add a contrasting color for sort of the center flower. And then you're going to continue to work on your flowers today and probably next week. And as I'm painting, I sometimes can go back over and look at the other flowers that I've done, sometimes overlapping them with different colors. So again, think about your contrasting colors. Sometimes I just fill in a few different places. If I don't have enough space for a flower, I'll just put a few little dots there, and that'll kind of fill that in. And your whole picture should be filled in. This one I finished a little bit more, and you can tell some of these flowers are smaller, some of them are bigger, some of them have a different center. And you're using your paintbrush in different ways to create those flowers. And then just make sure that you are being responsible with your materials and your supplies when it's time to clean up.